Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our GETI Live Talk series as a part of hashtag Disruptive Education Movement. I'm your host, Preena Arora, for this session today. And we at GETI, we have been conducting these sessions for past 1 year, and so far we have done more than 1,000 sessions. Uh, Under the sole vision of Dr. Gandhi to transform education by sharing wonderful ideas for change. And we at GETI, that is the Global Education and Training Institute, we are committed to teachers' training and professional development to facilitate learning, teaching, and sharing wonderful ideas, of course. And this hashtag disruptive education movement is to bring education leaders from around the globe. So today we have with us Ms. Rabiah Bhatia, who is an edupreneur, the founder of EdWeb Studio channel, and she provides corporate trainings and mentoring sessions for life skill topics, soft skills, career counseling, and having spent 19 years as a working professional, she has had an enriching experience of working on understanding varied industries. Well, Ms. Bhatia is a great author, a writer whose articles have been published in various international educational magazines. And she is a wonderful speaker, a great social media influencer, a change maker, a motivator, and whatnot. Well, if you talk about her achievements, she's a proud winner of Women Innovator Asia's 1,000 Women Awards in Education series, a proud recipient of Swavалambika Samman Award 2021 by Chavi Hemant, and was recognized as the Indian Achiever among 40 under 40 for the year 2021. A woman in business with outstanding achievements and potential awardee of Peace Award by Smile for Millions. And my dear viewers, the list goes on. Well, today she is with us to discuss the topic that is very important for all of us, that is the delegation and empowerment. No leader can do everything themselves. So, without taking much time, I would like to welcome ma'am on this platform of GETI. And thank you so much for joining us today and giving us your precious time. And now I would request, please share your thoughts with us. Over to you.
Thank you, Prana. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. I think you have talked a lot about me. And thank you once again to Dr. Gandhi for inviting me on this platform of GETI to share my thoughts and my, knowledge, which I have gained through several years of working. Having said that, I only believe that before we get into all these taglines like I'm a HR professional or whatever awards and achievements I have got, I believe in a person as a true leader who, helps others to grow as well. When you say that you are helping others to grow, that means as a leader, I have to be sure that my team is getting empowered. As you said, that today's topic is delegation and empowering others as a team, because no leader can work all alone. Now, when you say no leader can walk all alone or grow all alone, how far this is true? I'll just explain you in a simple way. We are in lockdown for last 1.5 years almost, and we are busy with the household chores as well as our official work as well. Now when we are working in two different modes, we all realize that we need some kind of support, right? And some kind of support in the sense, when it comes to official matters, we need our team members, we need our admin team, we need our the administration team as well as the housekeeping team, our teachers in place, our employees of other department in place. Plus, when it comes to household chores, we understand the importance of our domestic help as well. For past 1.5 years, we have been working 24/7. cleaning utensils also, and taking online sessions also, doing official meetings online as well, plus cleaning the floors and taking care of the family, making dinner, cooking, making meals for the dinner family, or keeping them motivated and encouraged, because we all are stressed out. So we have to make them motivated and encouraged as well. We need to make sure that they are not stressed out, whatever is happening around us. So it becomes double the work. And when we do not have any helping hand or any resources with us, the manpower resource or domestic helpers with us, it is becoming so challenging for ourselves as well to keep up the momentum, to keep going on with each and every field of our lives. So now we can understand and now we can realize the importance of each and every person in our lives, whether he or she is a cook or the carpenter or a gardener or our own teachers, our own staff members, whether they belong to the admin team or a housekeeping team, they are cleaning our washrooms in the schools or in our offices, or they are making tea for us, pantry guys. Everybody is important and everybody has their own skill set. Now, when you say that we have to value and respect them at the same point of time, it is very important to empower them. Now, what do we understand from empowerment? See, when you have to empower others, first you need to enhance your own skills. When you are ready with your skill set, it is very important to empower others with the same knowledge, with the same skills, with the same experience, so that you together can grow. The organization doesn't depend on one person. For an organization, a team is required. For example, you talk about a school, principal is required, vice principal is required, academic director is required, academic or a curriculum director is required. Household team, we have household team as well. You talk about our family, you talk about our domestic helpers, as we already discussed about it, our kids, husbands, wives, in-laws or parents. Everybody is required, everybody is supported by everybody. So when an organization is growing, everybody puts in their own efforts in the growth of the organization. But for the organization to grow, the person himself or herself has to grow. They need to be updated with whatever is happening across the globe. They need to be empowered or trained on specific skills. For example, again, the example of lockdown. When we were trapped at our houses, it was a sudden breakage across the globe that we were not able to go out, and the whole system gone for a toss, which was the physical appearance in their offices, physical appearance in the schools, physical appearance in the meetings, or physical appearance in the events. So the whole system was broke. Now, it was so important for all of us as leaders to help our teachers, to help our students, to help our staff to become digitally equipped. If that wouldn't have been done so, we wouldn't have been able to overcome the situation. The learnings would have stopped. The official office work would have completely stopped. So now we can realize how important it is to empower the skills of each and every person in the office, in the organization. And when we talk about the empower, it is not only through sharing your own knowledge, but keeping them engaged with the day-to-day scenario, keeping them engaged with the trainings of, for example, an HR is a person who needs to be updated with the medical insurance things, who needs to be updated with the employee welfare schemes, who needs to be updated with the employee centric or the grievance cells. So these things comes into picture when we are updated with what is happening and what is all is required for the team to grow, for the organization to grow. It, in HR is a department where it is not only the recruitment is happening or appraisals is happening, but we need to be trained on certain applications, online systems like CRM. We need to be understand the ERP system. So these are the few systems the HR has to be trained on. And if we are not trained on these systems, things would have been done so difficult for all of us to handle everything manually. Am I right? Manually, yes, we are human beings and there are certain things which needs to be handled manually, but there are certain things which needs to be done digitally online to keep the things updated, because as a human being we can't go ahead every day to update the Excel sheets, to update the Word files, or to update the profiles, or to update the files every now and then. We need online support. We need these systems to be in place. Now, when we talk about the online system, we also need the manpower. And for the manpower, we need to hire the resources. When we are hiring the resources, it is an important part to delegate some of our tasks to them, because you can't be keep on doing all the things together. That is what we have seen in the lockdown as well, that it is so difficult for us to do everything together. Otherwise, we'll be at a place where we'll be saying that now I'm sorry, I cannot do it. But because we are not losers and we thought that we will overcome this challenge, so we have overcome this challenge. But when it becomes a routine, one of the problem is our productivity goes low. The second thing, we are not able to train ourselves on the new skill set. So where does that enhancement go? It's gone for a toss, because we are not ready to delegate some of our tasks to our junior team members. Now, when you delegate the tasks, we need to understand that every team, every person has their own skill set. As we spoke about the electrician, carpenter, the household team, the admin team, the academic director. The academic director can't be sitting here and doing the work of the admin. The curriculum person who is actually designing the curriculum, they cannot go ahead and see the day-to-day updates of what the teachers are doing. That has to be done by the principal or the vice principal. So the tasks have to be delegated depending upon the person's skills. Now, when you are a leader, for example, in the management, there are certain things which you need to keep the control in your hands, but there are certain things where the control has to be given to the HODs of certain departments. For example, I'll again take the example of the principal now. When you have given a chair to the principal, she is the face of your school. There are certain things which needs to be decided by the principal. For example, she can't be coming to you every now and then to decide whether this admission has to be taken or not, or whether this admission has to be taken, whether this child has to be admitted in the school or not, or whether we have to hire this resource or not. She is the person who is looking into the whole supervising the daily task, the day-to-day supervision is under her control, whether it talks about the students or the parents or the teachers. They are all stakeholders, right? Now, when she is taking an admission, she's getting the admission into the school, there are certain parameters which needs to be checked. Being into management, being into that leadership role, you might not be checking the day-to-day things or those certain things in the list. It is only the principal who can check. So because she's engrossed with the day-to-day updates of the school, so the task, the decision has to be given to the principal. Now, admin team. When it talks to the admin team, in admin, we cover a lot of areas and a lot of departments. certain authorities has to be delivered to the HOD of the department. Why is it must? To control the timelines, to make sure that the employee, because of that decision which is has to be handled by the HOD of the department, is not getting time or is not authorized to take this decision, but it has gone to the higher level, and the high level is not actually able to give time to this because of the fact they are engrossed with other things also as a management, as in a leadership role. They are looking into, they're supervising the big things in the organization. So we need to understand that the delegation has to be correctly given. The delegation of task, the delegation of authority, the delegation of decision making has to be given to the HODs. When we give the delegation to the HODs, the right, correct decisions are taken. The timelines are taken care of. Plus, the organization becomes the employee centric. Why? Now I'll tell you the reason. That certain organization where management feels that they can only take the right decision, then why have you hired so many people? Are you able to give that time to the day to day task to the organization? Are you able to check the small things what is happening in the organization on daily basis? If you are doing the same thing, then how will you expand your business? How will you look forward towards the growth of your expansion, towards the growth of the organization? You need to be handling the growth, the expansion. You need to be checking the revenue model. You need to be checking the financial model, that you shouldn't be in crisis, you shouldn't have any financial crisis, as well as the employees which are connected to the organization, they are also satisfied, they are also happy. A leader is a person who has to understand that they should be a part of the team and not out of the team. I'll explain what does it mean. When you are delegating the task and when you are giving the authority to the HODs of the department, to the different heads actually, and you are taking care of their empowerment as well. Plus, one more thing is required. You have to be a role model for them. When it comes to the role model, which means you just can't behave like a person, like you are not doing anything and they are your labors. People, the employees are your labors. Today, no employee is a labor. People are working as a team. When you work as a team, only then the organization grows. You need to be a role model. That means you need to be that person who is approachable and is taking into consideration the employee satisfaction as well. A leader is a person who plays an important part when it comes to team building skills. And with respect to team building skills, the delegation empowerment plays a strong part. How? Team building skills. Every person has their own unique talent, right? You are delegating a certain task to a different team member. For example, a person might be good at CRM. A person who might be good at problem solving skills. There's a person who is good in keeping the files updated manually, maybe. There's a person who is good at taking care of the pantry level or taking care of the food and these all things in the organization. There's a person who is taking care of the rest of the admin part when it comes to the uh, taking care of your garden or taking care of your basketball court or a swimming pool. So every person has to be delegated the certain task depending upon his or her skills. Only then there's a team, the team building skills, and the people will start working in the team. They will understand the importance of collaboration. They will understand the importance of team bonding, and they will be able to value each and every person in their team. Now, empowering, once again, I want to touch this point here. Empowering doesn't only, as I said, to, sharing your own knowledge or sharing your experience with the team, but to keep them trained. Now, when it comes to the training, at times, now let's talk about the new education policy with respect to the education system. So, new education policy, what it says, we need to have value education system in place now. We need to have the sports education inculcated, and that too inculcated with as the co-curriculum and not the extracurricular. Sports, for sports, again, we need people from the sports background. We need to hire people from the sports background, and we need to delegate certain tasks to different people, whether it's a sports HOD or a sports teacher or a sports facilitator or a sports teacher. It is important that we need to have different people in the team. Different people, again, I'm touching that point. One single person cannot handle everything, right? One single person cannot handle everything. So, now when it comes to the sports department, some person could be basketball champion, person could be table tennis champion. So, we need to have individual sports teacher in place if we really want to make our organization grow as a sports organization, right? So, this all why I'm talking about, what I'm talking about is the delegation of the task and empowering them. When it comes to empowering, again, those teachers needs to be trained. Again, after you can say the refresher kind of training, the induction is important about your organization. When we hire a new resource, we all know there is a induction part, which the HR department does. They induct the new hires about the organization, about the policies, about the terms and conditions, and their own roles and responsibilities. Why JD? Why as a HR person, why as HR professional, we prepare a JD, job description? Because we expect some tasks from them, and that is the reason we are making a JD, job description. And job description is nothing but delegation of certain tasks to the person. So now we can understand how important is to delegate and empower your team for the growth of the organization. As a leader, you can't grow alone. Am I right? You don't have all the skill sets. Are you a gardener? Maybe. Are you a carpenter? All right. Maybe. Are you an electrician also? Less chances. And are you a teacher also? Very less chances. Are you a domestic helper also? Very, very less chance. So every skill set cannot be in one person. There could be one or two or max to max three skill set. It is important to hire a person for a particular task, for a particular job, and delegate your task to them so that as a leader, you can also grow, and as a team member, they can also grow, and as a team, your team will grow. To empower your team, it is important to keep themselves, to keep yourself as well as your team trained and updated with whatever is happening around you. It is important to do a proper research. As a leader in the department, you need to keep empowering yourself. For keep empowering yourself, it is important to do a lot of research, market analysis when it comes to understanding of the new things happening when it comes to the HR department, or as a leader for whatever department you are in. I have seen the organizations, where the management wants to keep everything on in their hold. You know what happens at that point of time? The employees start leaving because there is no trust factor between a leader and the employee. The trust factor is missing. the employee satisfaction is missing, and when the a team or a leader of a particular team member sees that they don't have any authority or they don't have any rights to take any decision, and they're not empowered and delegated the task they should be doing, there the organization starts dipping down. The growth of the organization stops. Why? Productivity level stops. Employee satisfaction, the stability, there are stability issues, then there are grievances. So when there are grievances, that means people are not happy and people have issues with either with their own leaders or with the management. And we have seen that the organizations, yes, they get shut down because such issues, because nobody, their market value dips down. People don't want to join them. People don't want to, whether they are getting highly paid, but then still that mental piece is missing. So when there is mental piece is missing, I don't think so paying 2 lakhs per month or 3 lakhs per month to a particular employee makes any sense, because money is not the only factor of growth. Money is not the only factor which keeps your employee happy. It is a trust factor. It is a delegation of authority, delegation of giving them the authority to take certain decisions, empowering them, and listening to them, which is very important. Having a communication with them. Communication doesn't only mean that you are listening to them, but you're not acting upon on their problems or issues. As a leader, it is very important to make them understand that why they have been delegated certain tasks and why it is important to have them trained on that task. Now we have spoken about the management. I'll speak about the employee side also. There are certain employees in the organization where they feel that, okay, they are the decision makers and everything is in their hands. They can run the organization in their own way. But please understand that as a management or as a leader role, they have certain experience. That is the reason they have taken their organization to this level where they are able to hire 1,000 people or 500 people or 300 people around the organization, and they are paying the good amount of money to you. So please understand, this delegation and empowerment doesn't only depend upon the management role or the leader's role. It also depends upon the team members as well, to understand why they have been delegated certain tasks and why they are getting empowered. There are certain team members who are not ready to get trained. That because in the organizations, if you have seen, we all are professionals. There are 6 monthly training, somewhere there are 3 monthly training, to make sure that we are empowered with required skill set, with required job skills for the growth and the expansion of not only the organization, but if the organization grows, you will also grow. So it goes side by side. People should be ready to take the task when it is delegated to you. People should be ready to get themselves empowered. All right, I'll give you an example. As I said, in the lockdown, was it not required from everybody's side to empower them, to update them with the required skill set so that they can understand the digital media, the social media, the online applications, for example, Microsoft Teams, Zoom thing. Then we have this StreamYard. We are doing a session on StreamYard, the Facebook live sessions. Then we have LinkedIn Live. We started with the LinkedIn Live as well. So there were so many things for us to understand and for us to learn. There were so many new skills to learn. And if our organization expects from us to learn these things, to learn these applications, why it is important? For your own growth, for your own enhancement, only then you could have collaborated. You are able to collaborate across the globe. You are able to understand each other. You are able to, support each other. So how important is to empower yourself as well. The Listen, please try and understand. It is not only that's only doesn't depend on the management only or the leader only to empower the team, but the team also has to take power in control. That yes, I want to get empowered because I want to grow, and my even I want the organization to grow. So it is very important for a team as well as a leader to understand the that the expansion of the organization doesn't depend upon the expansion of one individual. It depends upon the team. It depends upon the each and every person working in different departments. Leaders have to take more pain. The task for leaders is more difficult and hard because they have to keep the employee happy, they have to keep their client happy, they have to understand that the revenue model is very much in place as per the market, as per the economy, and they need to hire the best resource and delegate the kind of work which they are able to do, and not that one person is doing the work of two people. It is happening. This is again happening in many organizations where the admin head has been asked to do a task role of three people. How can you expect a person to work as a robot? People are not robots. Human beings are not robots. You need to give them a support, and when you are giving them the support, where a person is required to perform a task which is expected from them, right? For example, as I said, a cook, for example, I'll take the example of a domestic helpers now. A cook cannot be doing the cleaning of our washrooms, and the person who is cleaning our washrooms cannot be cooking our food. There is a difference of skill set. We all need to delegate the task to the people depending upon their own skills, depending upon their own task, and not just go beyond their power. They also have certain, boundaries. They also have certain, uh, kind of skills which do not allow them to handle everything in their hands. So it is important to delegate the task properly. Somebody is an admin head, you need to give them a team so that they can delegate certain tasks of their own to the team and can perform their duty well, can give the proper productivity, as well as keep themselves as well as the team motivated and encouraged. When the person is given a task of three people, the productivity level goes for a toss and the person feels stressed. When a person is feeling stressed, they will leave the organization because there's no mental peace, there's no happiness, there's no satisfaction. It is not only the money which gives them the mental peace, but the kind of work they are doing. So it is important for all of us to work together as a team and share our work, share our responsibilities with the team in such a way that no person is overburdened, overpressurized. At the same point of time, the person has certain rights to decide certain things so that the work should not get hampered and decisions should not be taken too long. The timelines should be taken care of, and it should be a organization. It should work as a family and not where boss is boss and employees are labor. Very important to understand this piece of information, that today people better perform when they have freedom, better perform when they are empowered, they better perform when they have the mental peace and mental happiness, the satisfaction. Work satisfaction is very important. Plus, please understand, when you are delegating certain tasks to the person, please make sure that the person has a work life balance. It is very important. These days, especially these days, it is very important. And we have understood, we ourselves have understood that the work life balance is also important because the person has to take care of the family as well as the work as well. So, now we understand how important is to delegate and empower others as well as empower yourself to help each and every person in the organization grow in a wonderful way, in a happy atmosphere and a friendly atmosphere basically. It should be in a friendly atmosphere and not a pressurized atmosphere where there's always a pressure. वो बोलते हैं ना हमारे गले में फांसी का फंदा लटका हुआ है, माय गॉड ये भी करना है वो भी करना है ये भी करना है वो भी करना है, टाइम नहीं दे रहा मैनेजमेंट, टाइम नहीं दे रहा. There are people, there are organizations, there are employees who have been facing such issues. So my request to each and every person, whether they're employee or the leaders, to behave, to work in a friendly atmosphere, to keep the momentum, and to keep each other encouraged and motivated. So that is all I would like to say today. I think I have spoken a lot how and why it is important to delegate and empower the team, delegate and empower the leaders of a certain department so that we can grow together in a wonderful way. And no person's growth should be challenged, and no person's professional growth or a personal growth should be at loss. Thank you. Thank you, Prina.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rabiah, for talking on this topic. I think it was a much needed thing here on this platform. And for all of us, the impact of this pandemic has forced, many businesses and team members to kind of reevaluate the skills that they must, they must nurture, they must have to rebuild in these tough times when we are connected via technology. And delegation and empowerment are these are two emerging top priority for leaders, I would say. And there is a model kind of thing, or we have been taught since beginning that you have to be a leader, you have to lead alone, and you are some kind of superhero, and you're going to carve the path in lonely glory for others like leaders do. But that's just not true. As you explained, that even the best of people, they need more good people around them to, they can carve the paths together and take the organization or anything they are doing, they can take that particular thing to another level. So effective delegation and leadership can empower yourself and those around you, as you beautifully explained. And you gave very real time examples where we do come across leaders and managers who are not really in a, I would say, not in a position, but they're not willing to empower
Yes,
their team members.
empower their team because
They,
they want to keep everything in their own control, everything in their own hands. That okay, fine, I am the boss, so I have all the rights. Nobody else has superior like me. So that ego thing, that superiority has to set aside if you
so
really want the team to grow.
yeah, so can we say they are kind of insecure? Can we say this is insecurity
Yes,
the
we
right
can
word?
say, yes, we can say that they might be insecure of their own job role. That if they, delegate their own task to the team member, the leaders above them might
Mhm.
question them that, yes, how could you do that? And if you are not doing this role, what else you are doing? That means you are only doing that role, but you're not doing what was expected out of you. That is the reason your own insecurity as well as the ego side stops you from delegating and empowering your team as well. So,
Absolutely.
we need to understand that the team doesn't grow, or you can't grow all alone.
Hello.
Can you
Right.
expect, as a HR person, as a HR head, can you think that you will be able to take your team to the next level if you are only performing and your team is not performing? How is it possible? It would be when there is an appraisal side, we see so many parameters that how is this team member working? How is this team working? Are they
Right.
actually working as a team? Now, when the appraisal sides come, there they actually check these parameters, whether this person is only working, whether this person has those team building skills and the leadership skills. And the
Right.
leadership skills always say that please empower others also.
Very true. Very true. And we even come across people where if the employees are being empowered, they kind of misuse their authority at
Yes, this
times
is what
where they
I
are
said.
bullying.
Absolutely.
Uh,
That is the reason I touched this point also, that there are certain organizations where employee feels that yes, now I've been given this authority, I can run the organization in my own way. And then the companies at times, organization goes in a loss because of the
yes.
fact at times the leaders take incorrect decisions because of their superiority authority level. They start taking incorrect decisions. They feel that yes, this could be beneficial for me, rather than
Right.
thinking that this could be beneficial for us. When you think that this could be beneficial for us, it is a rare chance that they can take wrong decisions. So
Absolutely.
that,
Very, very rightly
so
said.
that me think I think has to be, it has to
Needed.
go away. It has to
Oh,
go away.
right, right. And somewhere, if you are not giving that kind of empowerment to the employees, you're somewhere breaking them inside. They're not given any responsibility. They don't feel confident,
Of
and
course.
they're losing every day the interest for
And then
whatever job
that
is
is
being
what that
assigned to
is
them.
where the stability issues comes into picture. People start leaving, employees start leaving the organization because they don't have the work they don't have certain responsibilities which they were hired for. And the
Right.
leaders of the department always want to keep everything in their own hand. And there we have seen that the team doesn't grow. The leader also doesn't grow because the
Yes.
team is not, the team has a stability issues. People not sticking to the jobs. People are not making the
Yes.
uh, proper response, not performing their roles. So that is where the challenges occurs.
And you even mentioned about it's not only about the money, it's not only about the salary, but it's much
Yes,
more than that,
it's
what
much
people
more than
are actually looking for. So why is this effective delegation is so useful right now? I think Dr. Rabia has beautifully explained, especially in last few months, we have seen how people have been taking extra work, and because of this increased workloads, working any time of the day, and doing a very different job, kind of to survive during these tough times. I think this is the time when the managers need to have a look around, and the delegation part, the empowerment part comes here and plays a very major role, where they can
yes.
help the employees actually. I think
I
overall, yeah.
I have one message to say at the end, Preena.
Yes, ma'am.
During the lockdown, I have learned one thing. We were talking about a lot of things about the 21st century skills, which are like 5 C's, which I won't touch because that is not required. But what is required, the 3 E's of life, which I have learned during the lockdown, which is like, being empathetic,
Yes.
enhancement, enhance yourself and empower others. And that is how we'll be able to grow together in this kind of world. And whatever challenges we face in life, if we are ready to go ahead with these 3 E's of life, nobody can stop us
Right.
from completing or from being successful.
Beautifully explained. Thank you. Thank you so much for these very inspiring lines. In the end, we all need more people like you. We need to have such an environment at our workplaces where we can happily work and focus on our goals and perform well every day, because we all are talented. Every human being has some of the other skill, but it's just that we need to unleash them, and we need to make them realize that you are no less, and
Yes.
everything matters. Everything around you, the kind of people you're sitting with, the work environment, everything matters. And yes, I think it was a perfect topic, and the way you explained was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. We don't have any questions for you as such, but I can see, as you have said, it was a superb explanation without any doubt. And yes, thank you so much, ma'am, on behalf of our entire team for giving us your time today. It was wonderful sharing screen with a person like you. I am
Thank
really
you, Prina.
happy. So yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot, and thank you, viewers, for joining. And you can definitely post questions if at all anything pops in your mind. You can post it in the comment section, ma'am. We'll definitely try to answer as and when possible. By
Sure.
so
Thank
yes,
you,
thank
Prina.
you.
Thank you once again, and thank you to so much to Dr. Sunita Gandhi. I have been following her Facebook page as well as LinkedIn. Also, we are connected, and she is actually a perfect leader. I would rather say because she is
True.
helping others also to grow on her platform. Not only
Absolutely.
helping herself, but she is enhancing the others as well, which is a beautiful way of
Yes.
becoming an excellent leader. So I'm thankful to all of you for inviting me on this platform and sharing my views on this particular topic.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure is all ours. So thank you. Take care. Take care, viewers, and don't forget to watch our detox. That is the hashtag Disruptive Literacy movement initiated by Dr. Gandhi in 2014. So don't forget to watch our detox as well. So yes, take care. Goodbye. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Prana. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Same to you.